welcome back to Nat's Nackers Yard. I'm back with the SV. It is the 27th of December, so what's known in my household anyway as Crimbo Limbo, kind of that gap between Christmas and New Year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I know I did. Obviously we're still in the realms of COVID-19 and all of that, and certainly I seem to have picked up a few viewers outside the UK, but the UK changed its direction just before Christmas, was going to allow people around houses, etc. Then litigated against it at kind of the 11th hour. Lots of people complaining that Christmas is ruined, Christmas is cancelled, as it arse. Yeah, had a wonderful Christmas, even more so by the fact that we catered for the in-laws coming round over Christmas who then couldn't come. So an extra 2 people's worth of food, which I'm slowly working my way through, very slowly. Yeah, more food, more booze than I could handle. For those of a non-religious bent or other religions, I hope you had a nice family get-together, a secular family get-together. All great stuff. In typical British way, I am feeling very fat, very fat indeed. Whilst wandering around wearing brand new Christmas socks. Oops, while I'm dancing. Brand new Christmas socks that I will show you, brand new Christmas pants that I won't. And yeah, brilliant. Back to the bike. Just before or over the Christmas period, I came out to start it up and it didn't play. And I got really annoyed thinking, I've gone through all that arseache and it's doing the same, no spark. Checked the spark, pulled out the coil, plugged in another spark plug, and it worked. I had spark. Eventually found time to pull the rear spark out and tried it again with the spark attached, and spark plug was knackered, so I wasn't getting anywhere. It was just turning over. So I swapped over a spare one. I do keep some. I don't really throw a great deal away. I'm a bit of a hoarder, so chucked in an old one. Boom, straight in. It then suddenly struck me that I've still got the original sparks in it. I did order some new ones, but I ordered the wrong ones, being a bit of a pillock. So I have ordered the right ones, so I will change and put new sparks in. But a little bit of choke, it is a cold morning. Yeah, so all works fine. I want to try and sort out the Speedo today. I do need to take the back off because while I was pissing around with the wires I did hear a slight pop, so I think I'll blame the fuse for the instrument panel, which is a bit of a pisser. On the brakes, I've made a really stupid mistake. I've been, where are we? On that pin there, I've assumed that it was a screw, and I've been trying to find stuff to turn that, and with no great joy, and I've kind of rounded it a bit. They're not, they just pull out. So when I remove the, there is a small hole at the bottom there, yeah, at the bottom there that split pin goes through. It theoretically should have just dropped out, but obviously it's just kept in, so I need to try and get that done today if I can, depending on timing. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's nice to get dirty hands again. It's been a few days. And then a shed load of tidying up to do. But first things first, I want to see if I can get this Speedo sorted. Yeah, so let's see how I go. Right, welcome back after a couple of seconds you and a damn good hour for me. Yeah, sorted. So I have a working speedometer that is no longer attached to my lights because I did that again. Fool. So lights on, full beam, indicators, although there's no indicators attached at the moment, so they're a little bit apeshit. I worked out the wires at the back. I've got a bit of a mixture of indicators at the moment. I do need to work out how to attach them at some point. Yeah, but I think, you know, start for 10, they work, and more importantly the wires at the back work, rather than having to drag a full cable through there, so that's fine. What else have I got? I've got full beam. Oh, indicators are still flashing. Horn still works. Lights on, lights off. Got neutral that does shift when I shift. run or cure it. I now have a bit of a buggles muddle of wiring. Now before I start pissing around with, I put plugs on these because I was unplugging one and plugging the other one. That's not the end state at all. So I think what I'm going to do is, and it's also really short and really tight, so what I might do is just one by one graft on a slight extension piece. I haven't got any more of those shrink wrap badgers, which is a little bit annoying, but you do what you can do, and what I am going to do is just go for the twist on and then put some rubber seals over the top of each one. What I do need to do is look up, because there is the fuel gauge is cut on this, which is a little bit annoying. I think what I might do, God, my voice is trembling, bloody cold. What I might do is have a look at how I cure that. I think there's something like you put a resistor across it, but I need to look it up. But I have a working Speedo. I might have a quick dig at the brakes whilst the Mrs. Sanity continues inside with the kids. I think what I might do, I really don't like the blue hoses, so I might just bang some tape on them just to drown them out a little bit so they're not quite so vivid, and do that while I've got the headlight off complete. And then what am I going to do? Tidy up that wiring, put the headlight back on. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I think what I might do, my camera's shaking, my hands are so cold, I might go in and warm up for a little bit, come up, tape up those hoses, yeah, and then work out how I'm going to stop the flashing fuel gauge, which is annoying and will bug me, but I'll work out a way of doing that, I think. Cool, yeah, catch you in a bit. Right, so back in the warm, and a lot later, dark out now, there you go, a lot later, having been out with Mrs. Kids and dog, with all this COVID stuff going on. Poor old dog suffered, so we went out for a belt around the woods, so come back all muddy. Did the finish the varnishing, the final bits indoors, because I don't know if you picked up on the fact I was gibbering earlier. I didn't quite realise how cold I was till I came inside. So I've gone through and on the other, so that's what I had. That's the old, or the original clock that came through. I have confirmed it did have a fault, because I've gone through exactly the same and I did get the indicators working. So effectively I had two looms again, which is nice, so I literally went one to the other, and I put in an extension piece. Colours are all a bit to pop now, but hey, they're all wired up in the right way. An extension piece, the shrink wrap stuff around it on each end, which should give me a little bit further. I've also put a branch out from each of the indicators so I can attach the indicators proper. So yeah, all good. I'm going to have a think about the gears. It does have the ability to show the gears. Yeah, I've got the wiring for the gears to show as well. I'm really not bothered. Frankly, I've never had a bike that's told me what gear I'm in. If you can't tell what gear you're in, you probably shouldn't be sat on one in the first place. Yeah, so the only bit that I couldn't get so I just unplugged the whole loom, the indicator loom. The bit that I couldn't unplug because just bastard thing just wouldn't come out is the gear marker. So that's the only one that's left on a plug is the rev counter. So that's just going to plug straight in. Yeah, all good to go. Not going to test it now. I'm going to have a little bit of the look at the light end and just tidy up some of the bodges that have been done as well. Might do that this evening after I've sorted the dinner out. But yeah, I think all good. Yeah, a bit more of a tidy up of the lighting end. Actually, it looks a bit butchered. But yeah, proof will be in the pudding, and I'll find out tomorrow whether or not it works. That'll do me for the day. Dinner time. Cheers all. Oh, and it's not turkey. Cheers all. Catch you later. Right, so before I start trying to wrap or tidy up the wiring, just a quick chuck on. It's dark o'clock, so it won't be a long test. It's not too late to start an engine, it's 10 to 8. So power on, disco lights, I'm in neutral, left indicator, a little bit disco lighty, and I've tagged on the ones at the back, they're just thrown in to be honest, to make sure that they're, to try and balance the flash a little bit. Right side, yeah, job's a good one. Look at that. Okay, I've lost my full beam, that's worth thinking about. Side lights on, light still works. Oh no, that's why it wouldn't full beam. I didn't have my lights on, fucking idiot. Full beam's on. Indicators. Magic noise button. It's a reflection from something, is it? Oh, it's the bulbs down there. And rev counter's on. Right, that'll do me for the night. I'm going to bang the battery on charge because I've had the lights on for a fair period of time today, because it's the only time I can tell when I've got power. Then tomorrow I will try and tidy up the slight bird's nest that I've got going on there. Front brakes are perplexing me slightly. I can't get the pins out, they're thoroughly jammed in. To be fair, I haven't really had a good go at them yet, but I'll find a way of getting those out, I think. Failing that, the pads are fine, I might just chuck them back on and take it out for a burn. So yeah, got to sort out the wiring on a final sort out, bearing in mind I've only just, you can see I've tagged in the indicators to make sure they're working more than anything else. Get the headlight on, make sure that's fine. Extended all the cables, including the sensor cable, so that now reaches with a bit of spare, which it didn't do before. Yeah, tidying up the wiring. I've got to work out a way of getting those rear indicators hung from something, sky hooks of some variety. If you're ever shopping for sky hooks, they're just down the aisle from Tartan Paint, and if you're going to look in Halfords, they're just right next to the menstrual cycles. Cool, that'll do me for the night, I think. It'd be nice to have a play with bikes. It's been a few days since I've been able to because of other commitments that have been equally good fun, but it's nice to get your hands dirty again. Right, cheers all, I will catch you later on.